Welcome to another Facebook Live, What's in Your Prevention Toolbox. Last week I spoke with you about U equals U or undetectable equals untransmittable. This week we'll be speaking about HIV and STI testing and the importance of this as part of your prevention toolbox. First and foremost, what we'd like you to know is that HIV and STI testing in Alberta is free. Not too many things in the world are free, so if you have an Alberta healthcare card and coverage, all of your STI and HIV testing is covered. What the testing involves is an HIV antibody test. It's a blood test that involves an ELISA and a Western blot for confirmation of HIV status. A person needs to be asked to have an HIV test done, and an individual needs to give permission for an HIV test to be done. Many people assume that HIV testing is part of your standard STI testing when you go in for testing, and that's not accurate. You need to specifically ask for an HIV test. Anonymous testing is very limited in Calgary and in Alberta, as is confidential testing. We do have some cases of rapid point of care testing available through our SafeWorks team, but again, this is a limited option at this time. Something else that's very important to know around testing is the window period. This plays a very critical role in how accurate your HIV test may be, or whether you should be getting tested right now or maybe waiting a few more weeks for a more accurate test result. So, what does that window period mean? What it means is the time it takes from the point that you have been exposed or infected with HIV to the time when there's enough antibodies in your blood to provide us with an accurate test result. This window period could last from 3 weeks up to 3 months. So if your exposure was just a couple of weeks ago and you want to come in for testing, you'll probably be asked to wait for a few weeks and come back for testing again. So what happens with your positive test results should one come back? Well, if it's a reportable STI, as HIV is, it is reported to Alberta Health Services, and in turn, it's reported to Alberta Health, and in turn, it's reported to Health Canada as well. What is reported, many people are concerned about what information is shared, is your date of birth, how your exposure may have resulted, your initials, and your gender. That's all that's reported. So no worries about your address, your job, or anything else is included in that information. So remember, this was our lesson on testing today. Remember, send in your questions, your ideas and thoughts about future Facebook conversations and topics that we'd like to share with you. Thanks for joining Heat on Facebook Live. I'm very tired today, my cold's kicking in. And join me next week when I'll be talking about voluntary medical male circumcision, or VMMC. It's a very interesting conversation. Also, before I go, I want you to remember the AIDS Walk this Sunday, September 23rd at the Eau Claire Market starting at 11 a.m. Thanks for joining Facebook Live. Remember, know before you go.